So let me start with a quick finance overview. So, okay, so I'm not a finance consultant. Again, I'm repeating, but still I would try to give you a very simple overview. So try to understand from the layman language, whether you are from the finance background or not, you would be able to learn a very good terminologies today. At least you would be able to learn how the basics debits and credits happens. Okay, that's my agenda. After going from today's session, any basic finance understanding, you would be able to join it. Okay. So first thing we are starting with, what is accounting? Okay. Anybody know what is accounting? What is finance? What is accounting? Why everybody is, why do you know that why finance is the top module in SAP? Whenever it comes at which module has the most scope, it's FICO. Which module has the most adaptability, it's FICO. Do you know why? Why like that? Answers on the chat window. Please communicate with me over the chat, okay? Otherwise, you will feel bored. I will also get feel bored. Why finance is a so important module? Answers of the chat window. Every company has finance. So the thing is that it's all about money after all. A business is a business because it makes money. Paisa, paisa, paisa. Baat to paise ki hai, right? So it wants to make money, right? So the money is a very important game, right? So you can buy, you can sell, okay? But after all, you want to generate money out of the business. You want to generate profit out of the business. And if you want to do a business in a legal frame, you need to also generate some legal reporting out of your system. Okay, that's the reason the finance is very important. Even though a company is buying, even though a company is selling, okay, they don't adopt to any other modules. They first basically can start with the tally, maintaining their accounts, because for any business, maintaining their accounts is the minimum requirement. Accounting reporting is a minimum requirement which any company need to do. Balance sheet is a minimum requirement which any company need to do. Tax accounts and accounts every company need to prepare, right? So you will also see any sector, you will see a company is adopting to FICO, whether they are going with the TM module, EM, MM, WM, SD. These modules can be there, cannot be there. But one module you will find everywhere. In my 16 years of career, I have done so many implementation. I have not seen any implementation where FICO module was not there. So finance sab jagah hai. It's everywhere. Finance is there. Okay. So let's see that what is why finance is everywhere, and what is accounting. So basically accounting now it is called as a language of a business, because business always talk about balance sheets, profits, economics. Okay, so it's the finance is also, or the accounting is also called as a basic language of business. What it is basically it's a reporting. Okay, all the things happen, whatever the things happen, you do the transactions, but you want to record the transactions, you want to categorize the transaction, you want to do the summarization and do the reporting in a required structure. That required structure is can be your company structure, and most importantly, you work in a country under the government rules and regulations, right? So there are also regulatory requirement for each company, especially the private limited companies. They have a regulatory requirement that they need to submit you need to submit your balance sheets after the end of the period, right? So that is a regulatory requirements also, that you need to maintain your books. Okay, it's not like that I don't want to maintain your books, I will do business, but I don't maintain books. Not possible. If you want to do business in a legal way, you will have to maintain books. Okay, you are obligatory to maintain the books. Even I am running a small business in Sastra Geek Solutions, I also need to maintain my books. Okay, it's mandatory to maintain the books, and to maintain the books, to maintain the structure, it's basically accounting. Whenever you do transaction, you buy something, you sell something, okay, you need to maintain your accounts. Maintaining those accounts in a certain category level, or in a certain structure, is called accounting. As simple as that. Okay, I will not make complicated. So why it is important? This is a very good picture. Okay, why it is important, why this reporting is so important. This reporting is so important because let's say these are the companies, big companies, right? So these big companies always need the investments, right? All of you will see that share markets, the companies are available. Why they are available? Because they need the investment, which they get it. Okay, so to get the investment, these companies release stocks, or bonds. Okay, so these stocks and the bonds would be released to get the investment. Now, to get those investments as a stock or bonds, if they come and ask you as a retailer, you buy my stock or you just invest 100 crore or 1,000 crore in my company, these investors would be investing on some basics, right? Many of you people would be dealing in the stocks, right, or not? And some people go a little bit more deeper. Okay, when people go a little deeper, and then some people will say this stock is growing bite. Some people will go a little deeper. They will say that, okay, I want to buy this stock, but I need to check how the company is operating, how the company is doing. How do you check it? How do you check it? You check it with the financial statement. Okay, so that's why the financial statement is very important. And from where the financial statement will be coming, you need to maintain your accounts the full month, full year, and from there the account statement would be generated. And that account statements, these creditors and investors would be looking at to find how your company is operating, and based on that structure they would be investing in your company. That's why these financial structures are very important. That's why this finance is very important, right? So whether they should put money or not, that they would be deciding. Now, the another important concept, okay, which you would be learning. So one thing is the financial statement. I will go little deeper into the financial statement. Ki balance sheet kya hai, other statement, cash flow kya hai, okay, what are these different financial statement? I will go there. But one of the important thing is there, these companies are looking to this their financial statement, so that financial statement need to be reported in a controlled way, in a structured way, in an approved way, right? That's why it's very important. You would be hearing about the GAAP, right? Global Accounting Principles, right? So that is called accounting standards. So it is not like that you do here credit debit jidhar bhi man kiya udhar kar do. It's not like that. You need to follow the accounting standards, and there are the global accounting standards, and there are also the country-wise accounting standards. So whenever you need to do the accounting, you need to do as per the standards, because so that once you generate your balance sheet, it gives the same picture, it gives the exact picture, it gives you the true picture of your company, right? So it's very important to do your accounting as accounting standards. That's why the auditing also happen. There is the audit need to be done for each company, to make sure that the accounting has been done as per the accountant standards. So if you are in from SAP, you will might be hearing follow the US GAAP, follow the India GAAP, right? What is this GAAP? This GAAP is not what the GAAP which we talk about generally in the implementation. What are the gaps? This gap is global accounting principles. Okay, so you need to do your accounting following the accounting principles. So SAP also follow the accounting principles. So based on that, whenever you create your GL structures, all that, the FICO consultant need to make sure that they are following the accounting principles of the country, on which country they are working in. Okay, that's a quick information that why this is about the why the importance of finance, right? Now let's talk about what kind of books would be there. So there will be three kind of books: financial books, management books, and textbooks. Can anyone tell me what is the financial books and what is the importance of the financial books? Or let me ask a simple question. Out of these three books, which books are mandatory to maintain? Do we need to maintain all three? Or if you say that financial are mandatory, management are mandatory, or tax are mandatory, as per you, which books maintenance is mandatory? Tell me on the chat window, everyone, quickly. All the answers on the chat window. All books, all financial, all three. Okay. Tax and financials. He must say tax and financial. That's the right answer. Textbooks are mandatory to maintain. Financial books are mandatory to maintain. Management books are not mandatory to maintain. So there's a different audience. Although it is not mandatory, but it would be maintained. Okay. From the structure wise, it's not mandatory. From the legal perspective, it's not mandatory. But in all the implementation, management books would be always be there. Okay. But you're not obligatory. It's not obligatory to maintain these books. So financial books would be your kind of financial statements, your balance sheet. Okay, it would be for your investors, creditors. They would be reading your financial books to do the investment. Tax books are very important for the tax authorities. You need to make sure that you have a very clear tax accounting to make sure that how much tax you have paid or how much tax you owe, which you need to pay at the end of the financial year. Management books are basically for the management, and it's also the internal reporting. वो in SAP you see ना cost center आ गया, profit center आ गया. So this cost center and the profit center kind of these are included into the management books. It's called the management accounting for the management to give reporting to your management so that they can understand in a better way where we are performing better और कहाँ पे नुकसान हो रहा है. Okay. So that is for the management, and this financial books and textbooks, you need to maintain it for the legal perspectives also. Okay. Although in implementation, which books you will see, in all implementation, all these three books you will see getting maintained. Okay. Because to run a business, they need to also do from the legal way, but for the internal perspective also, they need to make sure that the books has been generated. So quickly, so now you understand what is accounting, what is why accounting is important, what kind of books would be there. Okay, now let's see that I will give you a glimpse of it, that what kind of different books we have. Okay, what kind of statements, accounting statements we'll be having. Okay. So basically, you all know the balance sheet. So what is the balance sheet? Okay, answers on the chat window, the people know. What is the balance sheet? Answers on the chat window, what is the balance sheet? Profit and loss statement, A equal to L plus C, profit and loss. Okay, answers are right. I cannot say the answers are wrong. Okay, answers are right. But balance sheet is what we generate at the beginning of the period, or we generate, मेरा picture बीच में आ रहा है यार. Let me remove myself. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. So balance sheets are generated at the beginning of the period or end of the period. Basically, the balance sheet is what you see a camera here. Why I put it a camera here? Because it is a snapshot. A balance sheet is always a snapshot. It gives you a snapshot of your business that at this moment, at this period starting, or when you are ending this period, let's say we are ending September, at the end of the September, what is my business is doing? Okay, it's a snapshot. It's a statement which gives the snapshots. People are right. It's basically having a assets information, your liability information, and your owner equity information. That three information will be there. A is equal to L plus OE. That is the basic financial equation. Asset is equal to liability plus owner equity. Okay, that would be the balance. These three assets need to balance with the liability and owner equities. So that would be your balance sheet. Okay, as simple as that. Balance sheet is a snapshot. Okay, your profit and loss you will be able to see at that snapshot. Now, between these periods, between the starting and between the ending, what are the things is happening? Okay, what are the things? So if this is a snapshot, now these are your recording statements. This is if this is a picture, this is a recording. So your income statement, what is the income statement? It would be having revenue, it would be having expenses. Revenue minus expenses is equal to net earnings. So basically there would be three kind of statements will be having: balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements. So you understand the balance sheet snapshot, income statements, and the cash flow statement will be telling you that how we have performed during this period. It's kind of a recording statements. Okay, during this period, how at each step, how we have performed. So that would be coming from your income statements and the cash flow statements. So these are the three high level of statements we have. If you have any questions, please put your questions into the question and answer window. Okay, I would be coming to answer your questions. Now, I said I would be explaining you credit and debits, right? People always struggle with credit and debit. Bhaiya, credit kya hai, debit kya hai? And then that comes from the T accounting principles. Okay, what is the T? What is the basic accounting principles? Can anyone tell me what is the basic accounting principle? Some people talk about the golden rules, right? What is that golden rule? वो अकाउंट कम क्रेडिट कम क्या होता है यार, मुझे तो कभी समझ में ही नहीं आया. What are that golden principle? Can anyone remind me from the finance side? I'm coming with the examples, don't worry. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. I never understand that statement. In debit what comes in, कभी debit comes in हो जाता है, कभी ये goes out हो जाता है. I never understood that. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Okay, I was never able to understand that. Okay, thank you for telling me. So I try to understand in a different way. Let's go to the blackboard. Okay, just give me a minute. I hope you are able to see my screen, okay? So let's talk about the T principles. What is these T principles? Okay, so all the accounting will be maintaining as per the T principle. Why it is called T principle? Because actually it is a T. We call it T principle because actually it is a T. Now in this T, what happened? On the left hand side, we will be having debit, or right hand side will be having credit. Okay, so this we can also call a left entry, and this we all can also call a right entry. This is my left entry, this is my right entry, right? And what is the basic equation of the finance? The basic equation of the finance is asset is equal to liability plus owner equity. Now this asset, liability and owner equity are kind of accounts. These are the account types. Your asset can be your, what can be your asset? Examples of the asset accounts quickly on the chat window. Examples of the asset accounts quickly on the chat window. Machinery, inventory. Yes, these all are your asset accounts. Anything which can generate a revenue and the profits for the business is asset. Whether it's the inventory is asset, its cash is also asset, your equipments are also assets. These all, anything which can generate a revenue and the profits is basically a asset, right? What is a liability? Liabilities which you owe to others, which you need to pay to others, right? Your vendors you need to pay, right? So your account payables would be a liability. Okay, so any equations which need to happen, it will happen like this. Now whether that where we need to go do the debit and where we need to do the credit, let's try to understand. So every place will be having these three kind of T accounts. T here, T here, and T here. In between plus sign is there. So my principle, how I remember is that whenever we are talking about asset account, which is a left side account, okay, which entries need to go under the debit or credit, or under the left hand side or the right hand side. I just try to remember these arrows. Okay, you also try to remember these arrows. If it is assets, if it is increasing, my inventory is increasing, it would be left hand side, and then right hand side would be decreasing. And here it is totally opposite. In the left hand side it is decreasing, right hand side it's increasing, it's decreasing, it's increasing. Which means if it is an asset account and your account is increasing, your inventory is increasing. If inventory is increasing, it will go into the debit. In any case, if the inventory is decreasing or the cash is decreasing, it will go here as a credit. The same way, if your account payable is decreasing, okay, if your account payable is decreasing, then here it will go into the debit. So make sure here when the things are decreasing, we are putting into the credit, and here when the things are decreasing, we are putting into the debit, because that is a part of equation, that is the right side of the equation. So I will take an example of, quickly I will take an example and then I will explain you with the one example these entries. So this would be credit, this is debit, this is credit. So if you will try to remember that, you will be able to remember that when the debit need to happen and when the credit need to happen. Okay, so I will use the same principle on the left hand side. I'm explaining quickly. Okay, let's say a transaction we need to do. I buy sugar for $100. So first thing you need to understand that which accounts will get hit. I buy sugar for $100 and I bought in cash. A simple transaction I'm talking. I buy a sugar in $100. Now I'll be linking with the MM module also very quickly. I buy a sugar for $100, okay, and I bought in cash, okay. So this sugar is my raw material. So which two accounts will get hit here? Can anyone tell on the chat window? Quickly over the chat window. I bought a sugar for cash $100. Okay, in $100 raw materials, 100 kg of sugar, let's say. Which two accounts will get hit? Over the chat window. Okay, inventory, cash, inventory, cash. Okay. So everybody is clear. Inventory and the cash accounts would be happening, right? So what is inventory account? Can you tell me what would be the inventory account? Inventory is an asset, liability, or equity. So two accounts, people are saying here that the two accounts will get hit. First is the inventory account, and second is the cash account. So you need to understand the cash is also asset account and inventory is also a asset account. So both the transaction happen in asset. This debit and credit and the full equation need to always in balance. So cash is also asset, inventory is also asset. First, we always write the left-hand side entry. So what is the left-hand side entry? Left-hand side entry is increase. So what is increasing? Inventory is increasing. So the entry here would be debit inventory account with $100. If inventory ho gayi na debit, other would be by default it would be credit. Credit would be cash. That would be my entry. Why this entry I'm doing? Because inventory is increasing. So in this equation, if it is asset, inventory is asset, increasing means debit entry. Okay. Cash is decreasing. I have paid the cash, so cash is decreasing. Cash is also asset, cash is decreasing, so the credit. So this is debit, this is credit, right? This is as simple as if I need to do a financial transaction, straight away financial transaction. Now let's say now MM module is there. What do we do in MM module? In MM module, you will be having a purchase order. I'm talking about very simple cycle. Good receipt, then invoice, and then payment. Let's see that if we go through this, are we able to identify what transaction is going to hit? And you need to help me. मैं बहुत कमजोर हूँ finance में. So please help me. So everybody know when we create a purchase order, at that time there is no financial entry. Okay. When we will be doing a GR, at the time of the GR, actually at the time of the GR, I would be having a financial entry sitting. Right? At the time of the GR. So what financial entry get hitted at the time of the GR? So I'm typing it here. At the time of the GR, what are the accounts get hitted? Same thing I'm doing. I'm buying a sugar, $100 sugar. Which two accounts get hit? Okay, answers on the chat window. All the answers on the chat window. Inventory account and GRIR account. Now here we have directly, earlier we have directly put it the cash account. And when we are doing a GR in this transaction, we will not do the cash account because cash will not go out from our pocket when we are basically doing a GR. Cash will go out from our pocket when we'll be doing a payment. So we need an intermediate account. Okay, so intermediate account will come into the picture. So altogether two account will come. First account will come inventory. Inventory though now you all know is a asset account. Second account, which is the intermediary account, will be coming, which is your GRIR account. Right? This is my second account. Inventory account, asset, and then the GRIR account. Let me quickly check the time. I should not take much time. I will just take 5 more minutes. Okay, so inventory account and the GRIR account is your liability account because this amount you need to pay to your vendor. Okay, that's why it's a liability. So first thing we need to enter the left hand side, right? So inventory is increasing. Inventory is increasing. right? So inventory would be here the debit, inventory, $100. Okay. And the GRIR account, what will happen to the GRIR account? GRIR account will also increase. The money is going into the GRIR account. So GRIR account will increase. It's a liability account. It's increasing. So credit to GRIR, $100. Then I'm doing another transaction. I'm doing it here, invoice. I do the invoice posting. What would be happening in the invoice posting? Invoice posting, again, the two transactions will come into the picture. Two accounts. One is a GRIR account, and second account would be your reconciliation account or the subledger vendor account. In subledger, it's vendor account. So your reconciliation account, or you call it as a vendor account, that is going to hit. Let's say I call it vendor account, subledger account. Okay. So what are the entries? What is my reconciliation account? Reconciliation account is also the amount which I need to pay to the vendor. So that is also liability. So when I do the invoice, both transactions are the liability. So at the time of invoice, what is happen? Left side entry, what is decreasing? The amount will go out from your GR account, GRIR. So here debit would be GRIR with $100, right? And what is increasing? Your vendor account will increase. So credit vendor account, $100. These entries will come. And then after that, when I do actual payment, what is going to happen when I'm doing actual payment? In actual payment, the cash will go out. Now the cash will come here with the actual payment. Okay. And then the vendor account will also get hit. Now, your vendor account where you have put it the money, that will go down, and cash will also go down. So both will go down. Okay. First, we'll write the left hand side. Left hand side entry will come here. Sorry, not this one, this one. Your debit entry will happen to your vendor account because it is going down. It's a liability account. So debit vendor, $100. And cash is also going down. Cash is my asset. It's going down. So credit entry will come. Credit, cash, $100. If I just do the reconciliation, what is going to happen in the reconciliation? If you will see, this vendor account credit $100 is nullifying with the debit $100, right? GRIR account $100 is getting nullified with the $100. So the absolute entry is this one: debit inventory $100. Here also debit inventory $100, credit cash $100. Here also credit cash $100. If you are paying to the bank account, it would be credit bank $100. So after all, if you will see the nullify entry in the purchasing cycle also, it's the same entry: debit inventory $100 and credit cash $100. So this is how the T accounts is useful, and you can identify what is happening in a debit and what is happening in a credit with the principle of T accounting. I'm taking a pause here. That's what I thought I would be covering in just 20 minutes. I have taken a little bit longer. Sorry for that, guys. I'm handing over to Gayatri, and she would be covering a quick overview of FICO module. And then we would be coming to the question and answers. So I'm handing over to Gayatri. Yeah, Gayatri, you can go ahead. I'm stopping my screen sharing. I will give a quick snapshot of this to you guys.